Hello, everybody. For our human disaster, we did the 2014 Elk River chemical spill. I'm Gifford, and my crew members are Ethan LaBeouf and Jared Steen. The chemical spill affected the region shaded in red in West Virginia.
On January 9th, 2014, chemicals from the Freedom Industries facility spilled into the Elk River. The spill occurred upstream from West Virginia American Water Intake and Treatment and Distribution Center, which means that the water flowed into the center and then was distributed throughout the state to the various counties that you saw on the last slide, which affected most of the large part of the state. Here are some statistics about the event. The speed of the onset. When the spill occurred, it came out through a hole in one of the storage tanks and it seeped into the ground near the river. From that, the chemicals seeped through the ground into the river, and this occurred very quickly on January 9th, and it was recognized very quickly as the residents in West Virginia began to smell a licorice smell in their water, and they realized that there was something up. It affected a very large size of area, as 9 counties were without potable water, and this covered nearly 4,000 square miles of West Virginia. And this is very interesting, as the chemical spill only happened in one small part of the river, but it traveled down and affected a very large area, and it shows how devastating these chemical spills can be to the water system. The human loss due to the spill was very minor, as no people died. 14 people were hospitalized, and over 170 people were affected by the water contamination. But due to the quick response of the FEMA and other organizations, the human loss was held to a minimum, as no one began to drink the water when they realized it was bad. For economic loss, Freedom Industries, where the spill occurred, like the company that had the spill occur to them, due to them, lost a lot of money as they had to deal with the aftermath from the spill, and they ended up having to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy due to all the lawsuits that they were facing. Also, as due to the effects of the spill, the 9 counties that were without the water closed down, which forced people to stay home from their jobs, as there was no safe drinking water for them and other factors. And this hurt the economy for the few days that that area of West Virginia was under the warnings.
For some of the responses, for the primary responses, FEMA originally sent 45 trucks carrying a total of 4,500 gallons of water, but by the end of the water contamination, they ended up bringing a total of 370,000 gallons of water before the warning was lifted. And then the governor of West Virginia also issued a state of emergency to help the residents. And also, from January 9th to January 13th, there were nine county public schools. Nine counties closed their public school system just to keep the drinking water safe. For the secondary responses, the West Virginia American Water's engineers began to add other chemicals to the water to help treat it, and this also helped move the contaminated water out of the river system faster. And then finally, just more bottles of water were brought to the residents in need.
Okay, so the danger of the spills, they were totally gone after a couple of days, but the officials are still not sure how much of the environment was impacted. The chemical still needs to continue to dilute to ensure that the harm of wildlife, especially the diamond darter, which was an endangered species that solely resided in the Elk River. The diamond darter was like a water bug, and the Elk River was a big habitat for it. But after the oil spill, it became endangered. So the environment was heavily impacted by the chemical spill.
So on the severity of the water contamination, you can see from this chart here that with 7 being like a major accident, like for example like Chernobyl, with a lot of aftermath and it taking many years to completely be normal again. The Elk River contamination was about a 4 because the accident really only occurred on with local consequences with just the river system, and there wasn't really widespread contamination in the region, so it wasn't too bad of an accident, but it was still pretty severe, affecting a lot of people locally.